Hey everyone, I'm going to go over a few coins and my thoughts on the market. But before I do that, I'm going to go over my new competition that I currently have with MEXC. And it starts in 2 days, and it's from the 26th through the 12th. They actually extended it out a couple days because they're going to have maintenance on the 26th, or sorry, on the 24th. So the challenge is based on, or the competition is whoever has the highest P&L will win. Top three will get prizes. First gets 300, second gets 150, and third gets 50. This is my one of hopefully many competitions with them, and if this one is successful, then the future ones will increase in prizes. I eventually want this to be successful where I'm handing out, 10K, 20K, 30K, whatever, to the winner. But in order to do that, we have to start small to see how this goes. Otherwise, the increase won't be happening. So, first of many, hopefully. And all you have to do is just register with my link that I will link in the descriptions, and go to here and hit register. Okay, so it hasn't opened yet. Opens up in 2 days. You can do this without my link, but you just won't win the prizes. So if you want to just be on the leaderboards to see how you're doing, fine. You just won't get the prizes if you win. You have to use my link in order to win if you do place in the top three. Okay, so outside of that, let's get back into the charts. So with my class, I went over possible plays for Bitcoin and Solana and a few others, but first thing we have to take a look at is Bitcoin. Okay, so I'm going to zoom out on the daily, and I'm actually going to remove everything and start from scratch. So we have this downtrend, right? We rejected from it. That's where my short was. We had a nice move to TP1 before getting stopped out break even. So that's where the downtrend is. Let's draw some EMAs actually. I'm actually going to only want just the 200, okay? So with Confluence, I already went over this, that once we are above the 200 EMA, okay, we continue to go higher. Once we are below it, it's just the start of a new downtrend, right? We started here, went above, uptrend, lost it, downtrend, above it, uptrend, lost it, downtrend, so on and so forth. And we had a deviation of it, and again, another deviation of it. So using that as Confluence, until this 200 EMA on the daily is flipped, I'm not looking for longs until it's lower. Okay, so if we were to go on a lower time frame here, okay, so we have this range here. Here is your range highs. And here is your range lows. Okay, this is all from levels before. So range lows, range highs, and then we have mid-range here. Okay, might actually be just a little bit lower. There we go. So there's your mid-range. So we range lows, range highs, you can play the range. Here we have a classic deviation. You can long range lows until broken. Another deviation, right? We broke up above range, mid-range, flipped it to support. Another deviation above range highs, and we are back within the range. Okay, so we see over here that we had this low, and we came back and made a double bottom, had another relief, and again we are under the 200 EMA on the 4-hour. Until that is flipped, no point in looking for longs. So this is your support for now. if it holds. Okay, lose this, possible possible head and shoulders. Okay, technical targets should take us back to range lowish. Yep. Okay, so mid-range is going to be hard to trade. Okay, because look, we were under resistance. Okay, we had a deviation of mid-range and then we lost it. Same thing here. So longing mid-range is going to be tough. All right. I'd be careful. I'd stick to range highs and range lows. Mid-range, if you are taking anything, go in with a smaller risk than normal. Okay. Um, the place where we should bounce, and hopefully we do, is this area, this order block from 26 down to 25.8. We need to hold this, okay? Because lose that, we definitely go to range lows. But the most important level for me to hold, and this is outside of range lows, is this 25 5 to 25 6 level. Okay, lose that, then I can definitely see 23.5 coming. Where do I get that level from? Sorry, 23.8, and it's here. I've mapped this out previously. Okay, resistance level. Okay, deviation, resistance level, deviation. So this, if we lose 25.5, I think we head down there. Okay. We can draw some trend lines to further map that level out as confluence. Okay, you can draw a different trend line here. We've already lost this one, so I'm not going to draw it, but we have this one. Okay, bounce, bounce, bounce. Right, reclaim. So we go back on the 4-hour. We must bounce from this OB and reclaim this trend line. Okay, so just a quick here into there. This is the most important level. I'm going to make that purple. And then we have range lows. Okay, so if you are trading mid-range, this is going to be your setup back to range highs. Okay, it's 2 to 1 hour trade. It's very risky, like I said, at mid-range, but you know it's tightened validation because if we close below here, right, we go to range lows, and you can long range lows with your stops below. We also have an order block over here, so we could wick down into here again, close above range lows. That's going to be your long trigger. Other possible setup could be, now keep a manual stop on this one. Okay, if we close below range lows, you can manually close it out. Keep your hard stop below here. Okay, 2-hour trade, almost a 3-hour trade actually, 2%. Okay, back to range highs. So you're going to play the range until broken, but again, remember this purple level at 25.5 to 25.6. If that level is lost, then we're going much lower, okay? So keep those in mind. In terms of shorts, this downtrend has been proven to be strong, okay? So if we go up to 26.8 to 27.2, I look for shorts with maybe stops above 27.5, but it's going to be risky because we've already touched this downtrend about 4 or 5 times. Okay, I would love to personally short if we get to about 28.5 to this supply zone. Okay, so I would love to ladder my shorts from 28.5 to 29 and then 29.5. Okay, and if we flip this into support, then I'll manually cut it out. Okay, and then I'm targeting much lower. Okay, so those are my high. This is my high time frame short setup. Longs only, in my opinion, lower. I would love 23.5 or until we flip this 200 EMA to support. So that's it for Bitcoin. It's just going to be ranging. And as long as we are in this range, okay, so range highs and range lows, as long as we are in this range, focus should be on alts and those that are holding well. Okay, so for example, Link and Sol, okay, they have been holding very well. On that dip, Link is just going higher. So these are the coins you want to focus on. Okay, and this is also one coin that I want to go over. But before I do that, let's go over ETH really quickly. Okay, so 4 hour just by the EMAs, we see how we are having trouble getting atop the 200 EMA in the 4 hour. Okay, on the daily, and I gave this short here. If we get to range highs, guess I deleted my chart. If we get to range highs around 1700, okay, I had this set up in, but I deleted it, but 1700 is a short for me. As that happens, the 200 EMA should be coming down, giving you confluence, and I'd be looking to short 1700 with stops around 1760-ish. Okay, back down to 1400. So ETH is back in this range here. Okay, we had the break above, deviation here. Here's your range. Here's your downtrend. Okay, and on the 3-day, if we get to this 1419 region, okay, that's a long for me. Otherwise, we have this demand zone here. Let's go to the 4 hour really quickly. Let's take a look. I'm going to remove this downtrend, but okay, very important level for ETH to hold. Right, range low, range high, deviation, deviation, rejection. Okay, here's your range for ETH. Tight $200 range-ish. Here's your mid-range. If we go up in the 4 hour, mid-range should align with the 200 EMA. Okay, so if you're looking to short, you could take a possible short entry around 1640 back to range low. Otherwise, we have that range high short. Okay, I'd be careful here only because we've already taken liquidity from this wick here in the support, and it's getting weaker and weaker. So for me, if we were looking too long, it's going to be at this trend line here. So basically, I'd like a sweep of these lows. Okay, sweep of these lows, reclaim the 3-day trend line as well. You're going to long with your stops below whatever wick is created. And go that way. Okay, so long on this reclaim. First TP will be previous range lows, okay, and then mid-range, and then hopefully range highs. And again, targets may not hit, so whatever profits are good for you, please take them. Next coin, Sol. Okay. So Sol, I actually inverted my chart over here. So this is the original chart. Okay. We broke down from the trend line. So here was your low time frame, higher high. We haven't made a lower low yet. Okay, this was your last higher low. Here's your higher high. So if this makes a lower low, then we're going to short the next lower high. Hopefully it comes around 1930-ish. But this bear flag had also broken down, retested, and then we actually took liquidity from here. So if this is to rally, it's now. But if we take a look at this on a higher time frame, okay, and I'm going to invert my chart. Support, technically, if it's on the other, like this is inverted, okay, so this is resistance, technically support. Many touches, right? SR point. If we lose this, or if we turn this resistance into support, I could see us going much higher. So I'm targeting first 1850-ish, and then from there on 1780. Okay, now we still have a while to do. We have 2.5 hours. Again, this chart is inverted. If you're not familiar with an inverted chart, I'll go to the regular. If we lose support and turn to resistance, these are the areas you're looking for. Okay, it has to bounce from here to go higher, and if it does, I'd be looking to short the 20.4 region again, back down. Possible inverse head and shoulder. Okay, on an inverted scale, it's a head and shoulder. So this is the place to bounce. Definite short if we get there. Supply zone, we briefly got there. Okay. I've given my long-term bids for Sol in the Discord, but anything below $16 down to 12 is a long-term hold for me. Okay, that's where you're gonna buy and hold. I actually made a video of my long-term holds on my Twitter, or sorry, on my Twitter and also on YouTube. So go ahead and watch that if you want to see where those levels are. And let's go over Link. So why has Link been so strong while Bitcoin's going down? The answer to that is Link BTC. Okay. Resistance broke out. We are now also at resistance. Okay. We have flipped the 200 EMA to support. We are at daily resistance. Flip this, we're going much higher. So for me, there's higher risk to short Link. I'd possibly long pullbacks. Okay. 4-hour order block got filled perfectly. We'll go to a low time frame to find entries possibly. We have a 1-hour demand zone here at 780. That could be a possible good entry for low time frame. Okay, but for low time frame, I'm talking about quick scalps. Okay, so if this was, we need to close above here and then a pullback. 6.79 with a stop below that and target new highs hopefully. 3-hour trade. Otherwise, flip resistance. If we take a look at this on a higher time frame, I probably call this mid-range. Here's your range highs. Here's your range lows. Okay. Flip this into support like we did here and all here. We should continue to go higher. Okay. But until we do that, no point in doing so. retest should come around the area, but again, the scalp and the retest on a daily are completely separate plays. Okay, so we broke out, came back. So if this continues to run higher, you want something like this and stops somewhere around 6.3ish, and you're going to ride this to 7.6 and $8. Okay, Link's bullish, no reason to short. There is a fair value gap as well. Okay, if we definitely get back to this region here, I think I gave this setup 1 sec. Yeah, here. So a short could be taken if because we've already put in, here's the bearish Quasimodo pattern, higher high, right, higher low, higher high, lower low. The next, if it rejects from here and puts in another lower high, that could be your short setup with your stop loss above 7.68. Now only upon rejection. This is not a limit trade, this is a confirmation order. Okay, otherwise if we get back to this 6.42, okay, look for reaction there. We might not get this deep wick into this order block here, but if this flips this into support, right, that's along with your stop loss above below here. Okay, daily possibly putting in a bullish engulfing candle. So again, for me, I'd rather long pullbacks on Link than trying to short it. Last but not least, TRB. Everyone's asking about this. Okay, the Discord, I posted a possible long entry would be this demand zone. And if you had drawn bullish fibs on this, it actually bounced right from the golden pocket. Okay, so you have the confirmation for long there. Now, it's flirting with that downtrend. Okay, we've had multiple rejections from it. We had the scam wick, almost rejection from the golden pocket. If this continues to break out here, I'm looking for a short around 39 to about 41 region. Okay, with your stop loss above 42. Now we all know how illiquid this coin is, so it's going to be a risky trade. Go in with 2/3 of your normal position size, but if this breaks out, I'm looking for a rejection there, and then hopefully die from there from that point on. Okay, because if it continues to flip this supply zone into support, we're going much higher, probably taking out this wick. So I'm looking for, again, profit taking is up on you guys. These are just possible levels that I'm looking at. But fill, and then 38, 35.3ish, and then back to 32, and then hopefully further down. So we just play it level by level, fib by fib, supply zone, and that's pretty much it I'm currently looking at. I'm not really interested in anything else in the market. FTT could present itself with a nice short opportunity, but I'll post if I see anything in the Discords. Let's take a look at USDT dominance. So USDT dominance rejected, and those that are in my class, you know more about this and why I said this level is so important. Unable to flip it to support, rejected, bounced from support. Okay, it looks bullish to me. Continue to go higher, and then risk on assets are going to be continuously in a short area, meaning people are sidelined right now. So keep it. I mean, we are at low time frame, or here is resistance. Okay, flip this. We're going higher. Everything else goes lower. So be careful in trying to long or short right now. It's the weekend. We could have scam pumps, but lose this support. Alt should continue to rally. Everything else should as well. Next support doesn't come until 7.67 and 7.53. lose that trend line as well. Put in a little rising wedge. One sec. This 8.37 level is very important. Flip this, everything's going to like nuke, giga nuke. Okay, so right now I'd suggest waiting for those triggers and wait for high time frame levels to hit. Trying to scalp on low time frame is only going to get you chopped up. As long as Bitcoin is within this range, focus should be on alts. Okay, and again, that range is from 26.8 down to 25.5. Yes, alts will take a hit if Bitcoin goes down, but they should bounce pretty strongly until Bitcoin dominance tops or hits support. Okay, so Bitcoin dominance is on the way down. I won't be going over Bitcoin dominance here. We'll just focus on what I went over. Okay, so again, keep an eye out on this 26 to 25.8K level, possible scalp long there, otherwise range lows. Okay, so I'm not really looking for any trades this weekend. It's the weekend. I'd rather fade any scam pumps, except for Link. I'd rather long pullbacks on that. Thanks, everyone.